as a beginner in mini importation, and you would not like your importation business to fail, let's say within 3 months or 6 months of starting importation from China, then here are the things that you must consider. Okay, because you are starting a mini importation, you want to go into mini importation, you want to start mini importation business, so that you'll be able to have a business that will keep moving, so that you have a business that you can do for a very long time. So nobody wants to start a business and want it to fail in the next 3 months, 6 months, or even 1 year, right? So here are the things you need to consider as a beginner in mini importation, or even if you've not started mini importation from China, you are still learning, you still want to learn. Here are 5 things you must consider before you start. The first thing is doing market research. Before you go into mini importation, you must do market research, because if you don't do a market research and you go into mini importation, you start importing that product, those items yourself from China, you are likely to fail because you might get confused at the long run. So what do I mean doing market research? First of all, you consider what you want to sell and you research about how good that item is going to sell in your country. Okay, for example, you're in Nigeria. Let's say you want to go into interior decor, or you want to go into fashion or household equipment. Then research about those particular items that you would want to be importing in those category. For example, you want to go into interior designs, interiors, importing interior things. So you have to do your market research. Are you going to start importing tables, mirrors, furnitures, or are you going to start importing decorating stuffs? So you have to do your market research properly first. That is the first thing that you must consider. Second most important thing you need to do is to build an online presence. Okay, before you start, build an online presence. If you already have an online presence, that will be awesome. What do I mean building an online presence? It simply means creating a page for your business, or creating an account for your business for the things you would like to import. Like building an online presence, for example, creating a TikTok account, Facebook account, Instagram account, and start talking about your item. Start talking about those products that you would like to import. Okay, if you already have an online presence, that is awesome. Let's say you already have in your social media account, you already have like 5,000 followers, and above, or 1,000 and above, then you are good to go. But even if you are starting everything from the scratch, both importation and building an online presence, then when you start importing your products, you need to dedicate at least 2 good months in posting. When I mean posting every day about your products, about your business, about what you have chosen to be doing. You need to be posting every day about your new business. Like dedicate 2 good months for creating content, posting pictures, videos about your business. If you don't know how to do it, you have YouTube here. You can literally learn anything on YouTube. You can learn how to take good product pictures, record good product videos, and the rest of them. So learn how to build, and you have to build a very good online presence. You will not stop halfway into your mini importation journey. It is very, very important. Okay, so the third one that you need to consider is your marketing strategy. Now, as a mini importer, as a beginner in mini importation, as someone who has interest in going into mini importation, don't rely on your WhatsApp contact for your product. Most people will go into mini importation, or most of you are trying to go into mini importation or trying to go into a particular business because you think you have lots of contacts you have to be sharing. Don't limit your marketing strategy to your WhatsApp status alone. Do you understand? Craft a very good marketing strategy for your business. If you don't want to be running ads for your business, then be ready to be creating content about your product, about what you're selling, back to back on your social media handles, so that algorithm will favor you and promote your business or share your business with lots of people without paying a dime. Okay, so if you don't have money to invest in marketing yet, if you start, then be ready to be creating content. Don't rely on your WhatsApp status alone to market the things you are importing from China. Don't rely on your WhatsApp status alone to market your business as a mini importer from China. Okay, go extra mile in marketing your product. Create a very marketing strategy. Run ads. Run ads if you can, if you have the money. But if you don't have the money, like I said, use content. Be ready to be creating content for that particular, even a video See, captions are content, pictures are content, videos are content. Content does not only mean videos. Do you understand? So be ready to be talking about your new business back to back on social media, so that algorithm will help you to push your business online. And when it comes to offline, don't forget your marketing strategy offline. Tell people, okay, you can create flyers, you can do a business card, give to people, whoever you meet. I am into this, I started this business, patronize me in case you need my services. Those things are marketing strategies that you can adopt, so that you will not have to, be slagging behind, so that it's not at the long run you will quit, so that you not quit being a beautician untimely. Okay. So another important thing, the number 4 thing you need to keep in mind is getting a reliable supplier. So as a beginner in mini importation, or before you go into mini importation, and you wouldn't want problem, you wouldn't want to get discouraged at the long run, consider getting a reliable supplier for your business. If you are into earrings, for example, make sure that you have a reliable supplier from China that sells good jewelries. So whatever niche you have chosen, you try as much as possible to get a reliable suppliers for it. Okay, let's say you're importing on 1688 or Pindodro or Alibaba. Make sure you research properly for good suppliers. Number one, why you need to research properly about good suppliers is that you don't fall into scam, you don't waste your money, you don't lose your money, you don't lose your products. Okay, so how do you get to know about reliable suppliers? Check very well. If you're importing from 1688, make sure you check reviews properly. Very important. Check reviews, check transaction rates, check how many items that supplier has sold before you buy from them. And when you buy, and if you're buying from a new supplier for the first time, make sure that you buy a smaller quantity, from 20 pieces to 50 pieces, depending on whatever item that you are selling, depending on your niche. So if you're buying from a new supplier, test the waters first. Okay, so if the item is good, then you can proceed with that supplier, and you keep buying from that one supplier. You must not be moving from one supplier to another. And another way of getting a good to reliable supplier is getting from somebody who is already, who has a vast experience or vast knowledge in mini importation, like someone who is already selling what you're selling, or someone who imports randomly, or someone who has imported what you want to go into. Then you can request for that person to send you link of his or her supplier. Although not all mini importers like sharing their supplier's link, but if you're able to find a very good one that will be able to share their link with you, then it's fine. Okay, but make sure you get a reliable supplier, irrespective of any niche that you would like to go into as a mini importer from China. Okay, the last one, but the most important one, is your pricing. How much you are selling your items. See, one of the easiest way of failing as a mini importer from China is your pricing. If you're not careful with your price list as a mini importer from China, you might not continue with that business in the next 3 months or 6 months. Okay, so consider how much before you sell an item. Consider how much you bought that item. Add all the expenses you make, both your shipping costs and your landing costs. Add all of them together. Make sure you properly checked the cost of your item, so that you'll be able to make profit, so that you'll be able to have a turnover. Okay. I see some mini importers, I see them using 200 naira to sell a product, 500 naira to sell a product. Hello, you exchange yuan, and yuan rate is not constant. In the next week it is higher, next week it is lower. So you bought yuan at a lower rate, and those items arrive, and because you bought at a lower rate, you don't want to consider the current rate before price. In fact, price of any product you're selling is not constant. It should not be constant. Price of an item is dynamic. It changes. Especially for importation, because rates are always changing. So if you bought an item at a cheaper rate and you're selling, if rates increase your price. And as you are checking the price of your item, also be considering all the expenses you're making, even the keke that you took to go and pick that item from the logistic company. You need to add them to the pricing, so that you'll be able to sell your items and still see the money that you used in buying that item, and still see your profits. If you did not consider your pricing very well, my dear, let's say you use 100,000 to start, possibly in the end, at the end of everything, in the next 3 months, 6 months, you will be seeing 20,000 naira as your outcome. You failed to do your pricing very well. Pricing is very important. See, another thing you need to consider is this. Let's say Ngozi is importing, let's say Ngozi as a mini importer is importing her item in cartons, and Femi as a mini importer is importing in pieces. You, Femi, that is importing in pieces, you are looking at Ngozi who is importing in cartons, and you're using the same pricing that Ngozi is using for her item to sell your own. Or here is your case. Because Ngozi, you all know that importing from China, the higher the quantity, the lower the price. Okay, so Ngozi that is importing in cartons has calculated all her expenses, the price of her item, and is selling at that amount. So possibly she is selling cheaper than you. But you that is importing in pieces, you did not check your own properly. You are looking at Ngozi's price to determine your own price. That is a very wrong thing to do as a mini importer from China. If you're importing in pieces to sell, don't look at someone that is importing in cartons to sell. Don't ever compare your prices. Don't. If Ngozi that is importing in cartons is selling, for example, an item 3,000, you that is selling in pieces should be selling like 3,500. I know a lot of you be like, but people will be saying Ngozi's own and say it's cheaper, and so I will not be making sales. See, it doesn't matter how many sales you make. If you're making sales, if you want to be making sales and you're making sales but you're not making profit, you're not making sales. You're eating your money. You're killing yourself. You're killing your business. Okay, in as much as you want to be making sales, you should also consider making profit. If you don't make profit, if you do a business, you don't make profit, how are you going to grow? All your expenses will be from the money you're using to import. How are you going to grow? So you need to be selling at the price, calculate the price you bought your item, and sell using the profit margin that you can. Don't look at another person. Sell your own. You will sell. Even if your price is higher than Ngozi's own, you will still sell if you do your marketing very well. One most thing, see, if you do your marketing very well and you're selling higher, and Ngozi is not doing marketing, is not doing the right thing when it comes to marketing, and she's selling lower, you that is doing marketing back to back, you will be making more number of sales more than the person that is not doing marketing and selling cheaper. So you would think that this person is cheaper because no, that's not how to consider it. Unless you want to fail in mini importation in the next 3 months, 6 months if you start. So consider your pricing. Very, very important. Consider your pricing. Check your expenses and logistics properly. Add them to your pricing list before selling, so that you don't run at loss. I know everybody wants turnover, but as you are turning over, make sure you're making profits. Please, at this point, if you're gaining value, if you gain a little value, please like this video. Okay, so as a beginner in mini importation, as someone who has interest in mini importation, consider these 5 things I've mentioned in this video. Have it at the back of your mind and put them in practice, so that you'll be able to move higher, you'll be able to grow bigger and larger in your importation business. I hope I made sense. Right? Please, I want my fellow mini importers to grow in their business just like me. I also want to grow. So as I'm talking to them, I'm also talking to myself. So please, let's adopt these strategies very well. Okay? Thank you so much for watching this video. At this point, I believe if you've not subscribed before, kindly subscribe to my YouTube channel. Okay? I'll see you in my next video. Bye. Bye.